I didn't see you there. Come on aboard. So welcome to Bus, everybody. This is my labor of love since late 2019, so about a year and a half at this point. It's not your finished Instagram worthy bus per se. I've seen a lot of builds on there that are just super polished and super neat. This is not what that is. And the reasoning behind that is it was originally intended for Burning Man, and it didn't need to be anything that polished. And at the same time, I honestly don't feel like I really have the patience to do all that's required to have a finished, polished build in the end of things. So I was very happy with where I got to and what I had, and for what it is, it's pretty dope. There's no dedicated power system. It's all run off the battery right now. At some point, I do want to install solar up top so I can have a few things running. But the goal after Burning Man was to have this primarily as a camper. So it wasn't something I was going to live in full time. I'm not that hardcore. I'll move into a 250 square foot house, but I don't know, a bus is pushing it a little bit too much. As a camper, it has the bare essentials for what I was going to need to get this converted over into an RV title. I haven't done that yet. I was going to, but then stuff with COVID, and that kind of took a back seat to everything. So that has not happened yet, but it will hopefully sometime this year. But let's go around now and I'll show you all the features. And now what we got right here is a nice 10-inch thick memory foam mattress, which is incredibly comfortable and also way too thick for the space that I kind of planned out here. It is very thick. It is a very large mattress, and with how high I placed up the bed, I didn't really leave any room down here for my feet whatsoever. You're kind of forced to sleep on your side or sleep far enough down that your feet can go down next to the door there, but it's fine, it works out. Still super comfortable, it's very nice to sleep in, and if it ever gets too hot, if it's not raining, I do have the roof deck up on top, so I can just sleep up there. Now, the reason that the bed was up so high was because I wanted to have down below an office where I could draw, I can write, I can just kind of have a little bit of a creative space. So we'll go ahead and head down this way. And this is the office space. It's nice and compact. I kind of like the feeling of being closed in, so this works out great for that. And I have a nice view out the back window. That kind of helps with sort of feelings of being completely cramped in here. Also down here, we not only have the desk space, but at some point I'm going to be having a shelf in the back. That's one thing I forgot to do, but there's so many things in this bus that I could just work countless hours on and still not be finished, so it'll happen at some point. It's not there now, but we'll get to it eventually. So this is my closet right here. I just got a dowel rod going across here. I figured any clothes I needed to hang, I could just put them there. So if I ever wanted to go camping with a suit, I have the ability to. All right, let's go ahead and move on out. That's all we got down here. I don't know if you guys saw the floor or not, but this was probably one of the more painstaking parts of the whole bus renovation process. And of course, it was completely unnecessary, just another thing that I thought would kind of be cool and ended up taking an incredible amount of time. It's 1/2-inch pieces of 2x4. It was probably about 3 hours of cutting that I just did on my miter saw. I did the math, and I think with the amount of 2x4s that went into this floor, literally one of them was entirely turned into sawdust. So adding up all the cuts that the blade went through, it was probably enough for an entire 2x4x8. So that tells you how much time and how much wood went into making this. Once I cut all of them, I originally started sanding every single edge and corner on the pieces. And then, once I realized that was a stupid idea, I just dropped that. And I just ended up placing them on the floor and then sanding them in place. I figured it was kind of overkill to spend that much time basically doing a custom wood tile floor. And this way went a whole lot quicker and looks basically just as good. Of course, since I am a huge New Mexico United fan, I had to get some branding in here, so I did a Shishugibon United logo down in the center of the floor. I figured that's kind of what this bus is centered around, so I might as well make this kind of the centerpiece of the entire room. For over here, we just have some simple shelves that I put in with some cube storage. And keeping on trend with having maybe too much storage, I have these custom cedar boxes that I built in here. And this one is the one that houses my handy dandy toilet, which is basically just a 5-gallon bucket with the toilet seat on top. I don't know if I necessarily plan on using it, but if I go and convert this into an RV, then that's one of the requirements, is to have its own waste disposal system. So that's what I'm going to be using. Now, coming over to the kitchen space here, as you can see, we got our wood stove. When you get this thing going, holy crap, it gets so hot in here. But I honestly think it's the perfect size, and it's more just user error, because we get the fire going too big. It seems like it doesn't have the best time pulling in enough air, and it just chokes out the fire and then causes it to go to smoke and then start backdrafting, which is not good. I think I need to keep my fires down a little bit more, keep them more towards the back so the heat constantly rises up. But other than that, I mean, it's great for the space. And then down below, we just have some wood storage here, kind of everything that I need for the fire. Nothing too special. It's kind of obvious what would be down here. That's all for that spot, but just next door here. Oh, dope! I forgot I actually have Pop-Tarts in here still, so that's awesome. But up top here, the very disorganized space that we have here is for all the food storage and all the stuff that I was gonna keep up here for when I did go camping. It's all just those snap locking containers, and I figured those would be good if I took a turn too fast and like flung a bunch of them off the shelf, they wouldn't just go flying open and spill all over the floor. And then down below is just kind of extra supplies and everything. So on the other side, this is where we have our sink up top. Obviously water storage down below. And the way I designed this was something that I thought would be kind of cool. And I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but it seems like it'll work out. So you undo this latch here, this whole door up, bring this up, put the pegs back in, and then let the door rest, and now you have extra counter space. Since I didn't really have a whole lot of like food prep area or anything, I thought it'd be a great way to just kind of increase the usability of the space, and I think it will. So once we get back on the road, we'll have to test that out and just see if I was right or wrong. And in addition to that, no skoolie conversion is complete without its own custom light setup. So we'll just go ahead and show you what that looks like here real quick. So the connector for this side unplugged itself, but over here you can see kind of what it looks like. And as you can see right now, it's going into acid trip mode. So it's at nighttime, it looks really cool. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, I can't wait to take this thing out and actually like hang out with people in here, play games, have drinks, do whatever. And that's pretty much it for the inside. I feel like I kind of talked a lot right there, but there's a lot that went into this thing. And in the end of it, came out looking pretty sweet. But the last thing with the bus is this rooftop deck here. It's more just cedar planking like on the rest of the bus on the inside. Really nice to be able to get up here and kind of see over everything. Well, not right now since we have trees everywhere, but in general, it's nice just to be able to hop up and get away and be able to kind of be over top everyone's heads. And even better, it hasn't flown off in the wind when I've been driving it into town, so even better. That's pretty much the gist with the bus. It's like I said, it's been a long time coming, but it feels good that it's actually done now. And now that it's titled and has a new battery, I can start taking it out on the road again and visit a whole bunch more places, pack up the paramotor in here and just go drive, go camp somewhere, go fly somewhere for the weekend, and come on back. And I'm so excited for it. It's going to be a good year for sure. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one with whatever I have in store for then. But until that video, hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you there.